The European Union's divisions were laid bare as Austria's chancellor raged at the various crises facing the bloc. Austria's Chancellor, Sebastian Kurz, raged at the EU for its handling of a number of crises as he demanded reforms to the very foundations of the bloc. Mr. Kurz, a conservative politician, has rarely been hesitant to challenge Brussels on a variety of policies. This came to a head in May 2019, when he called on the EU to make reforms to the Lisbon Treaty to punish countries for economic failings and also neglecting to observe the rule of law. The Lisbon Treaty forms the constitutional basis of the EU, but Chancellor Kurz believes it is no longer fit for purpose. He said at the time, a new treaty is needed with clearer sanctions for members who run up debts, punishments for countries that wade through illegal migrants without registering them, as well as tough consequences for breaches of the rule of law and liberal democracy. Much had changed since the 2007 Lisbon Treaty, he added, citing the bloc's debt crisis, euro crisis, migration crisis, climate crisis and Brexit chaos. He continued, he who demands reforms must also be prepared to make them where it hurts. Mr. Kurz also risked angering French President Emmanuel Macron by demanding that the European Parliament stops holding sessions in both Brussels and the French city of Strasbourg. The Austrian Chancellor was vocal on the UK's Brexit trade talks with the EU, this time backing the stance many took in Brussels. He warned Boris Johnson that the UK must abide by EU rules to keep access to the single market, after the Prime Minister said the UK would move away from the bloc's rules. Mr. Kurz told CNN, "First of all, we are extremely unhappy that the UK decided to leave the EU. But it is not acceptable for the UK to move away from EU rules. The level playing field is probably the most important issue, so I hope there will be a solution in the end. I understand the wishes of the UK, but I think our position as the EU is also understandable." Internally, Chancellor Kurz has piled pressure on European neighbors in Central and Eastern Europe to observe the rule of law. Hungary and Poland in particular have angered the bloc with their anti-democratic governance, often branded as liberal democracies. The two countries vetoed the EU's Coronavirus Recovery Fund recently, objecting to a mechanism in the package designed to force countries into observing the rule of law. In 2018, Mr. Kurz called on Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán to be punished.